The time has finally come, my pizza brethren. The pizza tower has fallen. McPig has finally done it. He's released God's gift to man, the one, the only, noise update. For you simpleton, Cancun-loving fucks who aren't up to date on your pizza tower lore, this update has been teased here and there since the initial release of the game in January. I don't fucking remember. What do you expect me to do, research? Fuck that shit. This video is a pure primate orangutan brain blast of information about this sexy ass fucking goblin creature. La Quemo de Tactico!
Did you know that the noise we know as Theodore Noise was originally a game called Noizu Noizu Patrol Car for Fairchild F systems? So basically, if you didn't know, the noise was originally planned to be in the finished game alongside other characters like Pepperman, the Vigilante, and Crispinoy. Eventually, a lot of these characters were phased out for the obvious feature creep that they instilled, as all the characters had different movesets. All of them got the axe fairly early on, except the noise. The noise, however, never had just one consistent moveset. For what I can tell, which is not very much because I have hydrosyphilis or however you spell that, the noise was heavily experimented on. Kinda like that guy from that Funky Town video. Whatever happened to that guy? At one point he mostly played like Peanut but had slippery traction, kinda like that famous video game guy. Croc. At another point he used a pogo stick to traverse faster, which I know looking at the footage looks slow and awkward. You have to remember this game played like Wario Land 4, so this shit was slow as fuck, so originally this noise guy with the pogo stick probably would have been like fast as fuck, like holy shit, or I don't know, maybe it would have just sucked. Well, it looked like fucking Shigeru Miura delay fucking games hidden my ass Miyamoto. The noise would frequently get different little quirks to how he played until at some point he vanished in the Patreon builds, leaving this fucking funny ass character screen. Like, bro, who is you beefing with? Things largely stayed the same up until release, which is when a new version of Noise was found in the finished game's files. This version of Noise was pretty much a carbon copy of Peppino's moveset. This was mainly because he was supposed to be part of a cancelled co-op mode, where one player would take control of Peppino, while the other would take control of Noise in a very chaotic and trollish way, where one player can either collaborate or try to fuck with the other player. However, this mode was cut for time in order to just get the game out the fucking door, as it had been in development for 4 years, and the children yearn for the tower. Cut to later last year where McPig announces on his Twitter that he's getting his white ass back in that pizza tower sweatshop in order to cook up some more pizza tower goodness. This was then followed by months of radio silence and cute little noise drawings up until about December, which is when we got our first look at playable noise and this fucking sexy ass song that accompanied it. Then another month or two passes, and then he drops another teaser with even more of the escape themes and new never-before-seen noise movements, like jumping. I'd just like to formally apologize for the person I became around this time to my close friends, as I know watching me spur out every time McPig tweeted out Noise doing fucking goatsy must have been really fucking annoying. And that brings us to about now. Much like the prophetic Papa John foretold, the pizza day of reckoning is upon us. A second complete paradigm shift has hit the pizza tower. To start with, to unlock the noise you must have a completed game save file. This might be a problem for all you fucking scrubs. On the other hand, me, do you know who you're fucking dealing with? Do you know who I am? So anyway, Noise gets his own set of save files. Much like Mark Wahlberg, let's just say if Noise was in that tower, things would have went down a little bit differently. For me to explain it in the only terms that I understand, Noise is essentially the Knuckles hard mode of this game. It's not explicitly called the hard mode, but the way that I've dubbed it in my mind is Noise's expert mode for expert players. His mechanics and abilities are similar to Peppino, however feel less automated than Peppino feels, which is a weird statement to make as I definitely wouldn't have called Peppino such a mean pseudo-sonic critic word before, but I find it to be true at least in comparison to the Noise's moveset. You see, the fucking madmen at Torta Pizza saw how vital the ability of wall running was in Pizza Tower stages, and like an impractical Joker's skit, spoke into McPig's ear, and were like, Pig, make a character that can't run on walls in a game about wall running, and he fucking did it. I'm making this sound more dire than it actually is, because instead of the wall run, the Noise has access to a wall kick move. At first I was like, oh fuck, it's over, you can only go a short hop's worth over the kick, but fear not, the kick is spammable up to 5 times, in which you will start losing height after the first one until you eventually just completely descend after the 5th kick. The other great thing about the kick is the fact that you can go in either horizontal direction, as it works pretty similarly to the grab move from Peppino's moveset, except less gravity is applied to it. This lets you move in ways Peppino's moveset couldn't even hope to obtain. However, it's a trade-off. If you don't know what you're doing with the Noise, he's gonna feel like trying to give a cat a bath as he flails wildly in the air. Come on, Noise, do the jump! Do the jump, Noise! On top of his wall/air traversal mechanics, the Noise has this new spin move. Using the same input as Peppino's dolphin dive move, Noise is able to do this Crash Bandicoot style spin that pretty much drops you real fast and keeps you on the ground. However, you have a constant Mach 2 speed and hurt enemies, with the trade-off being that enemies won't flinch upon seeing you, meaning you're more likely to get hurt. Once you let go of the down input, the Noise automatically does this little hop that can be used to reposition yourself horizontally, and more importantly, it spits you out at an automatic Mach 3 dash, assuming you're still holding down the run button. This fucking trivializes a lot of the movement puzzles in the game, as at a moment's notice, if you're skilled enough, you can pull a Mach 3 dash right out of your ass from an almost standstill. Granted, Peppino also has the dash slide maneuver thing that spits you out in an automatic Mach 3 dash, but the spin bounce has even less build-up and can be done almost anywhere. This is assuming, however, that the player is skilled enough to pull off these maneuvers. They're admittedly harder to understand and grasp than Peppino's moveset that is more traditional. This is why I assume Noise isn't automatically unlocked, as the game expects you to familiarize yourself with Peppino's base movement set before taking up the training wheels with the Noise. Peppino feels like driving an automatic car, whereas the Noise feels like a manual. Peppino is there for the majority of people and works just fine, and in some cases is better, while the Noise is there for people that know the game in and out and have played it hundreds of times over as Peppino, like me. Noise does have some other more minor move changes, probably the biggest of which being that his ground pound doesn't break metal blocks.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
By pressing up and jump, the Noise will use his crusher from his boss fight. It controls almost like Gustavo and Brick's double jump moves, sending you high in the air before crashing down on metal blocks and enemies. This does mean the washer move never made it to the final game. Sleep tight, my sweet prince. Your here's nothing I fear. Peppino's uppercut move returns, however, it's so absurd and disgusting with how much vertical height it gives you, and I fucking love it. Especially if you combo it with the crusher, you can get some absurd vertical movement at the cost of horizontal movement being fucked until you land. Speaking of vertical movement, the Noise has his very own super jump, but because the Noise is a dirty fucking liar, he uses his jetpack instead of building up any speed. You can literally just super jump from a standstill, no build up required. This makes sense as it accounts for some of the longer walls in stages such as Blood Sauce Dungeon, Big City, and Refrigerator or Refrigerador. Speaking of I'm not saying all that shit again, the cold one. The stage gimmicks and power-ups have been changed, such as in the fucking cold one. The Noise has the flight ability that melts ice from the beginning of the stage. From being a hooch-pilled booze-maxing enthusiast, it would almost take too long to explain almost all the power-up changes, so I'll just say a lot of the changes are there just to be more difficult to control, or just fuck with people that have muscle memory from playing this game. Take for example the rocket in Deep Dish 9. You now have the bounce off walls in order to turn around. This cost me the P rank at least one time, which to be fair was fucking hilarious, but still, none of the changes are to the point where it takes even like more than 3 seconds to figure out how they work, but it's still cool to see them put that much effort in something they could have easily skipped over. Also, Noise's chicken wing transformation makes this one skip easier in Oregano Mirage, so yeah, I just wanted to say that I noticed that. Hit me up GDQ, you already know my ass is getting banned 5 minutes into the run.
So it's confirmed that Gustavo's little helper is a rat.
I'd really prefer if you'd be quiet.
One of the other changes to the Noise's campaign is the bosses. The Noise doesn't fight himself on floor 3, but an all-new character known as the Doise. The Doise is one of the most liminally spine-chilling, atmospheric, scary, dark, fucked-up analog horror creatures I've ever seen in my life. Much like the monster known as Jeffy Epi, the Doise is an absolutely terrifying villain. Instead of using bombs, the Doise's main fucked-up analog horror wave attack is with spine-chilling slow burn rocks. The first time I fought the Doys, let's just say I was having a realistic panic attack from this horrifying villain, and my brother in Christ, I was not handling it well. Luckily, Pedito came out of nowhere to save the day and kill this foul, fucked up analog horror creature. I think it's cool to highlight how the Doys and Pedito were originally fan creations that McPig ended up putting in the game. For years it was promised that the Noise would fight the Doys, and I think this lives up to the hype of being the Noise, but slightly harder, because he throws rocks that roll around instead of bounce like the bombs, and can't simply be parried off screen. You may have noticed in my episode that I mentioned that the Doys used rocks instead of bombs, and that's mainly because in boss fights, the Noise actually uses bombs to attack the bosses. You can kick out 2 bombs at a time that will continually bounce around until either damaging a boss or just exploding on their own. When I tell you this completely changes every single fight, I mean that earnestly. Using the bombs, you can set up combos on bosses easily to the point where they borderline cannot fight back against you.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back! Fight back!
This even introduces a new type of close/achievement for not wasting a single bomb while fighting a boss, which I'm actually not a fan of. However, this is no big deal as it can be circumvented using the new game mode. Right before entering the final bosses of the Noise, you might notice some smoke that wasn't there whenever you did Peppino's playthrough. If you jump off, you'll fall right into Peppino's house, which by the way, does confirm Peppino is a homeowner and not a fucking rentoid. I'm glad McPig cleared that up. Going through the door on the right unlocks a new mode called Swap Mode. Remember when I talked about Pizza Tower having a planned co-op mode? Well, surprise motherfucker, that was foreshadowing. Swap mode is the intended co-op mode of Pizza Tower. In this mode, if you have 2 controllers connect, it allows you to pick either Pepinald or Theodore as you swap when the other player gets hit. It's a lot like Donkey Kong Country's multiplayer if you've ever played that. You can also grab the other player to both fuck with them or actually swap to being the main character. They also stole that suck each other off move from Sonic 4 Episode 2, but now it's in an actual fucking good game. Fucking own, take that Jim Sterling.
When we invite Dark Pointer to the server.
Dark Pointer, he's too evil. I don't fuck with that guy.
Even when he forces you to play shitty games on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, no, him and his fucking stupid ass leather jacket and a wig. I know it's a wig. He keeps claiming, no, I should have long hair. No, dude, it's a wig. We can all tell.
Does it sound like if they
Hit
put
up,
your voice to like a shitty voice changer?
Hit up. You literally sold the rank. You literally sold the rank.
Problem.
Classic roach trolls.
The fun thing is that you don't even need 2 players. You can pretty much just use this as a free swap mode between the characters. All you have to do is taunt and press down, but not together and not too soon, but also not too late. I don't know, it's a delicate balance. Doing this, you can easily do the bomb challenges on the bosses by just playing as Peppino, so you literally waste no bombs. Then you can finally play the Noise as God intended him. Naked. Hell, it even changes out the escape theme if you do the character swap during pizza time. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about the music. Let me talk about the music. I've been dying to talk about the music. Mr. Sauceman and Klasky Joe are back at it again, dropping banger after banger. Let me tell you, I was listening to those YouTube uploads of Worldwide Noise that were scrubbed from like the 15 seconds of it that were in the trailer, and I was listening to it on loop like I fucking needed it. To the point where I listened to those so much that whenever I listen to the full version, I'm like, where the fuck is the banana slip sound? Also, this part where the guy goes all bumbleclot is great. The new version of Distasteful Anchovy is great as well, a lot more sauce than the original. Although I do think it's weird how in the teasers they had a little bit that played the "Y'all ready to get funky?"
Y'all ready to get funky?
But it's not in the final game, and it's weird because it feels empty. The Doys' battle theme fits the dark, evil, villainous, analog, horror, skinkerillum, Matlander, A24 deeply spine-chilling theme that boss was going for, and it also just fucks. Going back to the bosses, even the final boss in the final level gets some changes. In the final boss, the first two phases of the fight are exact same as the one with Peppino, except you're using bombs, until the third phase, where, hey, wait a minute, where did I put my chaos? Holy fuck, Super Noise! As Super Noise, you, Theodore, get to channel your inner Teddy K and bomb the shit out of the government known as Pizza Face and his friends. Except for Doys. That fucker's just dead, and I fucking ugly laughed for a minute the first time I saw it. It's even more fucked up that if you breakdance on his corpse, you get to play as the Doys, meaning there's 2 new playable characters in this update. Big round of applause, big round of applause to make Pig #1, baby! So anyway, after that, the Noise throws like a big bomb at fucking Pizza Tower's head and fucking demolishes him. This boss fight comes with a new remix of Unexpectancy, but now it's Noises Calling. I kinda hate that meme because it uses the Noise theme, and it's all I hear whenever the new Noise music uses that motif. So anyway, a lot like that RV outside the AT&T building, the Pizza Tower fucking explodes. This leads to the final level, but as before, this is how the Noise leaves the tower. Peppino be like... The Noise be like... Noise, instead of saving everyone in the tower, just fucking kills them. Like they're not in the escape from the tower screen, not even in the swap mode version where Peppino looks pissed like he had to come in on his day off of work. I mean, they're there on the end screen, but that doesn't mean anything. In Crumbling Tower of Pizza, there's a brand new song called I Need a Noise. I like it, maybe not as much as Bye Bye there, but I think it fits the Noise's goofy ass exit. It also is a little part from Pizza Mayhem, and I did not expect that song to get used again in an official capacity, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's the Noise update, or at least the condensed, shortened version of it. There's a lot more little details I could talk about, like how Noise's Pig City technically is a different layout to Peppino's version, or how if you don't get a Primo Burger in Noise's campaign in golf, he just changes the fucking score, like me not counting the missed swings whenever I golf. Oh yeah, you can kill this fuck-ass horse that people hate for some reason because they're bad at the game. I guess so now, if he beats you during the escape, you can just kill his ass and take the toppings. Anyway, get fucked. I'd also like to point out a lot of these changes aren't covered in these everything different in the Noise update videos. Or maybe they do have videos covering them now? I don't know. It took me fucking forever to make this fucking video. Now I'll never be able to P-rank video production, especially with this fucking audio quality. Holy shit. Also, apparently you don't even have to finish the game to get Noise now. You just have to hit Peppino like 100 times on the title screen. As for Pizza Tower in the future, I don't know. I'd like to see the return of the heat mechanic. or maybe like some direct hard mode. I think that would be fun. Allow me to put like another 100 hours into the game, and am I allowed to talk about those? I ain't gonna talk about that. I gotta stay McPig and toward a pizza's good graces. I also did want to clarify that during the production of this video, it may sound like I think just McPig is doing fucking everything, like those fucking idiots that think that Mashed Potato Samurai does everything for Smash. But I do want to clarify that I do know McPig is just doing more art now, and now it's Certif and the other programmers that are doing the main making of the game. But I don't know, it sounds funnier just to credit everything to McPig, but I am aware that they are the ones putting their balls in the hydraulic press machine for a 48-hour unpaid shift. Or maybe that's wrong, I don't know. I just listened to one like interview with Certif, so I don't know. I can't be held accountable for my own information. But yeah, all I'm saying is that McPig, you should let me in the super secret Pizza Tower Discord. I want to be in there. Anyway, stop listening to this dog shit video and go outside and play the fucking noise update. I swear to Christ.